Yeah, well, my name is Joe Anderson. I'm the recruiting director at Nussbaum. Um, we have three, not counting myself, we have three people in our department and that do all the hiring. So we've got three full-time DHMs. I'll try to say recruiters, and then myself. And yeah, we're about a 530 truck fleet. A good week for us is going to be like 8 to 10 hires, accepted offers. Well, I'll say we got in with DriverReach pretty early. It was back in like 2019. And so we were using them all the way up until the news came out. What was it, April of this year. And up to that point, we were very content. So I think we helped shape their product a little bit with some of our feedback. And we just knew the team well and really good relationship. Okay, we've got to find a new ATS provider. It could just be Penn Street, but we're curious what else is out there. I think they ended up having probably 5 or 6 conversations. Double nickel was one. And I would say our goal was to, if at all possible, find the next DriverReach. That, like, we liked what we had. We didn't want to lose that. Is there someone out there that can offer that? And I would say double nickel right off the bat felt like that. Just in the conversations with you guys, Fran and Alif, and just had that down to earth feel. And the product, we really liked the product right from the get-go. The user experience just seemed very logical, smooth. We liked how the application worked, just putting ourselves in the shoes of a driver. It seemed easy. So the fact that double nickel had an easy, smooth application process was huge. That's how it first came about. And just right from the get-go, we were impressed. Well, I would say that the most obvious one is the time savings has been huge. And essentially being able to do the same amount of work with less people, because I mentioned how Caleb left our department. Our hiring numbers have maintained, and actually I would say even increased. I was looking at the full year up until we switched, like the official switch, and we averaged about 5.85 driver hires a week, accepted offers. Like I said, a strong week is 8 to 10. We had a few of those, but you have your off weeks. We average about 5 to 8.5. Since the transition to double nickel, we're actually more like 6.4. So that number doesn't necessarily scream like, wow, huge increase. But you have to remember we were doing it with 2/3 of the people, literally just 2 people. So obviously the individual recruiter output went up like 50%. So in a big part of that is the AI recruiter piece has been huge. Our recruiters come in now in the morning and they're coming into booked, scheduled interviews with already screened candidates. Before we came into leads that had come in the night before that could already be cold. They came in 12 hours ago. Who knows if that driver's even still interested? So then you're trying to decide which leads to call. You're calling them. You hope you get them on the phone. Now we're coming into scheduled interviews. Driver's already been screened. The driver's expecting the call. We have had a good success rate of those drivers actually answering the phone for those interviews. It's been huge. With me not being the one that's doing the day-to-day hiring, I'm not getting all that real-time feedback. But I will say I really don't hear any issues of, hey, this driver's like, and DriverReach wasn't bad at this by any means, but I would say it definitely was more prevalent. Drivers hung up on something. A lot of times it would be user error, but it was still, it's because of the way the easier the system is, the less likely there is to be user error. I don't hear that now. I can speak to the fact that it's seeming to be easy for drivers to apply. And it's easy for us on the internal side if we need to help them make changes, obviously with their approval, and then have them sign it. Very simple, very logical how to do that, like what I spoke to the UI, UX earlier. So that seems to be very smooth. I don't hear issues from the recruiters anymore that like, hey, this driver's hung up. We don't know if it's on him or we don't know if it's on the system. It just doesn't seem like it comes up. Yeah, so speaking to the customer service side, that has been a real plus for us. And that was a concern we had when the DriverReach news came out. We don't choose vendors lightly. We really look at it as a partnership. That's our hope with any vendor we choose. We don't want to switch again. We want it to be for the long haul. So that's really important to us. And the customer service, just the help and then the troubleshooting. I mean, we have thrown a lot at Double Nickel, and that's an understatement. We've thrown a lot at Double Nickel over the last few months, and just simple like response time, and you can tell there's a real care there to figure out what is the root thing we're trying to solve. Because we came from DriverReach, and like I said, we liked it. We didn't want anything to change, so we were probably not fair in some of our hopes, thinking like Double Nickel, now that they're our vendor, they're our partner, like it needs to be exactly like DriverReach. This is what we would love to see. I feel like Double Nickel has done a really good job, and that's great because you feel heard. You feel like you're actually being heard and understood, and it's been awesome to work. And that's exactly what we thought we were getting. It's what we were hoping for. I would 100% recommend Double Nickel. My only concern, and it's kind of funny, when we were first talking to you guys, talking to Double Nickel, when we heard of the AI recruiter, I was skeptical at first. I almost just wanted Double Nickel without the AI recruiter because I thought, what are drivers going to think? Are they gonna like that? The AI recruiter has ended up being that's probably what saved us. So I would 100% recommend it because I honestly think it increases the productivity of the personnel. So if you're looking to grow your team, you grow your driver fleet without adding an extra recruiter, this would be a way to do it. If someone leaves and you can't afford to replace them, this would be a way to do it. So it's been huge for us, and I would definitely recommend anybody.